when something happens during a pregnancy, like any sort of scare or anything, it's literally just the scariest thing ever because it's someone else's life. It's just like a very traumatic situation for me. I was just about 30 weeks. I woke up, it was just a regular day. We were supposed to film that day. Went to go to the bathroom. It was like 8 a.m. and I just like peed and wiped. Don't need to get into the details, but when I wiped, I realized, I looked and there was just a ton of blood all over the place. And all of a sudden, like, the toilet was like full of blood everywhere, and I just started screaming. I didn't even know how to process this. My heart sank. I didn't even flush the toilet. I just ran back into my room because Sage was sleeping in my room at the time. And I just started screaming. I'm like, I'm bleeding. There's blood coming out of me. And then I ran to Chloe's room screaming. I was like screaming on the top of my lungs. Like, I'm not usually someone that gets like that when I cry or like gets very loud, I guess, in that sense.
It's intense.
Yeah, Chloe, do you want to put your 2 cents in?
Yeah, Mia came into my room screaming. She was like basically hyperventilating, just hysterical, having a panic attack. I was just trying to like calm her down. My instinct was to just calm Mia down and get to the hospital.
Yeah,
so I gave you water, and then I like brought over some essential oils.
Yeah,
I was like
trying to put essential oils.
Help though?
I don't know. I mean, you guys did a good job of calming me down, but in my mind, I just automatically assumed the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
Which was that I lost the baby.
And you kept saying, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe that I did this. You were talking as if it already happened and that everything was over.
Maybe it's something about being a mother, like being a parent, you just worry. I was like blaming myself for different things. What if I caused it? The weird thing was that I've actually had this exact thing happen in dreams probably like 2 or 3 times throughout my pregnancy. I would have a dream that I would have to go to the bathroom and then all of a sudden I would start bleeding, and I think it was like fear of a miscarriage. This exact scene, and it was in my bathroom, and then there's just blood everywhere, and then I just assume that like I lost the baby. The hard thing about being pregnant is something can happen and basically you don't know what's happening to your baby until you go to the hospital and get an ultrasound. There's just no way for me to tell. I can't look inside and see what's happening. So that's, I think, what makes it so scary about being pregnant, is like you really just don't know what can be happening in there. Like, if she's okay, is she breathing? I didn't know. So they were like, let's go to the hospital. I'm like, I need to sit. Please just give me a minute because I just needed to like, it's really sad, but like accept that she was, I don't know. I'm like, I wasn't ready yet. I was like scared to go and hear the answer.
Like Sage was like, what if this is time sensitive? Like, you know, something could be happening right now and we need to get there as soon as possible, you know?
I was just terrified. It was one of those things where I was scared to go because I was scared to know the answer. I was just so scared that something bad happened, and I was just praying, like, please let this be an issue that's happening with my body and not the baby. Just didn't want the baby to be hurt. I also didn't feel kicking in that time period, so it was probably like this whole time span before we went to the hospital probably was only like 20 minutes, but usually I'll feel her kick every hour or something, or every few times, but I just didn't feel her kick at all, so that was another scary thing. And Spencer wasn't with me at the time. He was actually like just left the day before for like a family vacation that he goes on every year with his family, so he was gone. I was calling him, but basically we went to the hospital. They had to like wheel me up in a wheelchair, which is another scary thing. When I was like being wheeled up in the wheelchair, I felt a little kick, so I felt a lot of relief then. It was like the first time I felt her move in that past probably like hour, so I was like, okay. And then I went, they hooked me up to like a heart monitor for her and heard her heartbeat. My heart was just like so happy. Once I was hooked up and I was hearing her heartbeat, I was so much more relieved, but also still really worried because I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know why I was bleeding. And at this time, the bleeding had kind of stopped, so I wasn't continuously bleeding anymore, but I still like had that incident where there was a lot of blood. So they're like, okay, we're gonna have to run some tests and do an ultrasound and try to like figure out why the bleeding happened. They still needed to do some other tests to figure out what was going on. The doctor would take like long pauses and like look. In those pauses, my heart was just beating so fast.
I think she did take her time with everything.
She would take her time. Every time my heart would be like, it would just like take a while and I was just freaking out. But the baby was fine. The baby was good. Her heart was beating. She was moving around. So I was so happy. But then there's also the worry of what was happening. The doctors checked everything out. They saw that the baby's head was getting like low, and that's why I was kind of feeling pressure, because I was also feeling pressure in my lower stomach area. And they said that she was just getting lower and like ready to come out, but not yet. They had to do another ultrasound through my vag. Can I say vagina?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know.
I mean, this is like a scientific, you know, you're not...
Is there like a nicer word for... Through my birthing portal. They said they needed to do an ultrasound through that, so they got to that. And...
That stuff looks so scary.
What?
Like when they stick it up there, it looks so big.
It's not that bad. Smaller than a penis.
It just looks, I don't know, like, you know you're not ready for that.
Yeah. It's fine, you don't feel it. Anyway.
I guess your vagina is gonna have to go through a lot more.
Yeah. It's not bad. So basically there was a tear in my cervix. I think. It was kind of confusing. They didn't like really give me a like, this happened because of this. I had to call my doctor and be like, okay, so what
I didn't know that.
I had to call my doctor and I was like, so what exactly happened? Because they ended up calling my doctor and giving him the details and discussing things with him. But my doctor said it was a tear, which could have been from either lifting something heavy, could have been from sex, it could have been from like moving the wrong way. Something basically just caused a tear. Fortunately, that hasn't happened again. It was a scare.
What does the cervix do?
I honestly don't know,
Like,
which I should.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused because, like, what is its purpose?
The cervix is the lower portion of the uterus. It widens during childbirth to allow for the passage of the baby.
The thing is, when you're pregnant, everything inside you, like inside your belly region, kind of gets moved around, which is really weird if you think about it. Everything gets pushed. Everything usually has its usual form, and then it gets like moved and jumbled around to make room for the baby. Yeah, like everything gets moved around. That's why I think we get so tired and it's just like hard on your bodies, because literally your whole body is like rearranging itself on the inside. So it's a lot. And like little things can happen sometimes. I wanted to give you guys this update. Hopefully there's any other pregnant women out there that go through this, kind of like share my story. So I wish I knew at the time. I mean, I knew these things could happen, but I just automatically assumed the worst possible thing. Now I know this kind of stuff can happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the worst is happening. But you should still call and be on top of it, like right away. Obviously, it's still an emergency. Even though it was such a traumatic day, I was just so happy that my baby was okay. I love her so much. And currently, 45 days to go, people. Yeah. This baby's coming out. I'm really excited. I had a baby shower recently. Spencer's mom threw it for me. It was the most beautiful baby shower ever. I actually had 2 baby showers, which I'm really lucky about. I had one in Florida that my grandma and stepmom threw for me, because I have a lot of like friends in Florida and a lot of like family friends and relatives. I wanted to be able to celebrate with them too. So I had like a baby shower in Florida in the end of June, and then I just had a baby shower here. This was like a lot of spending. down below, people, when you think my baby will come out. What color hair, what color eyes.
And whoever gets it right, she'll send you the baby.
A picture of the baby.
Before it's out.
Some of you guys have asked if I will be posting a birth vlog. Yes, honey, I will. You're gonna see everything come out. Not
everything.
Not the full details. Chloe's gonna be filming, so she'll get some good close-up shots. I'm not gonna make it too graphic, but I do want to like give you guys a full-on birth video, like raw, me in the hospital, legs wide open, pushing out a baby. I just really want to share that experience with the world. So he's gonna have the honors of filming.
I don't even know if I can look down there, but
oh no, you're not gonna get in there. I'm not showing that to the world. No, I'm gonna get like
I want the full thing.
I know, but I want like a back view behind my head.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna show the world my vagina.
Oh, you could blur it.
True. Wait, I'm not gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna be, but I'm gonna try to give you guys the most detailed version as possible with still keeping it PG.
I feel like actually I am gonna want to see that.
I know, Spencer's scared, so
No, I feel like
Spencer's
it's
like,
just
I'm not
gonna be
watching
cool.
that.
It's gonna be cool.
Okay, videotape it so I can watch
Okay.
it. Maybe we'll have 2 video cameras.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of, like, it's cool.
I know, honestly, I want to see it. Okay, I'm gonna have Chloe. Chloe will be a true sister, and just like, we're gonna have 2 cameras, like one for online, one for me to just watch.
What about the AirPod? I don't always AirPod and drive. Just
Oh, I didn't even know you were AirPodding.
well, I can't put any music on, so I was just sitting here.
Anyway, birthing vlog is gonna happen. So right now, it's estimated the due date is October 12th. Give me a guess when you think it's gonna be. Another thing I'd like to address is the van video, or
Oh yeah.
RV. Everyone's asking, is the baby okay? The baby is okay. Thank you guys all for asking. Fortunately, it was like a very slow stop. We kind of ran it into a pile of rocks. The baby wasn't harmed. The only scratch that came out of it is I scratched my pinky toe. But we keep saying. But yeah, I'm so excited. At first, I was just like, oh, thank God I have so much time. There's so many things we need to do and get done, which are still not even done yet. Like, I still have to move. I'm gonna be moving in with Spencer. Chloe told me people like seeing moving vlogs, so let me know if you guys are into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the response I got. So let me know. Give me an yeah if you want it. And wait, Chloe, why are you so slow?
They just went in front of me, Mia.
I know,
I'm doing this for you.
Thank you. I'm just like realizing there's like 100 feet in front of me.
I'm doing this for you, so it's not super shaky.
Yeah, thank you. So anyways, yes. Let me know if you want to see moving vlogs. You can expect a birthing vlog in the future. Thank you all so much. Have a great day and stay tuned for more.